Today were the top 10 worst movies I've seen in 2022. And no, my IMDb scores will not be reflective of my worst movies. A utterly forgettable movie that I give a 2 out of 10, like Taxi, is not really worth a rant. Because the movie's forgettable, okay? But these 10 movies are completely and utterly awful. These are movies that are not worth seeing, that are not worth watching, okay? And I'm gonna include movies that I just watched for the first time in my life this year. And we'll be going from, we'll be putting them from 10 to 1. Number 10. Number 10, San Andreas. So San Andreas is just a generic disaster movie that made a lot of money. That's basically the whole movie. It is one of those movies that OMZ, look at the trailer. It looks so cool. Please watch this movie. Unlike Zero Storm, which I think is unfairly hated, San Andreas is just though a generic rock action movie. Okay, I think that this is one of the Rock's more forgettable movies. I want to put this at number 10. I give it a 4 out of 10. There are some good action scenes, there are some good scenes, but basically, this movie is about a gigantic earthquake. Yep. Of course, they can make it interesting, they can make it cool, but it's really not that great of a movie. And I don't really call it. I wouldn't really. If I wanted to see a disaster movie, I would either watch Day After Tomorrow or Geostorm again. Not this movie. This movie is just why. It's just basically, San Andreas' fault, the collapses, which is very unrealistic. This movie is extremely unrealistic for a disaster movie. Okay, I know movies like 2012 could be unrealistic, but this is like unrealistic, pal. Like OMZ, there's like this gigantic earthquake that splits like the it's this ridiculous movie. Okay, again, this movie is kind of forgettable. It released, The Rock was in it, and it's just forgettable. That's it. I don't really have much lasting impact memories of this movie. Yeah, the top 8 though, there's gonna be some rants going on. But number 9. Number 9 is Drive Angry. Again, I don't get why people like Nicolas Cage so much. It is one of those enduring mysteries that I'll never be able to figure out. Also, oh my god, season. Okay, I gotta give this movie even lower score. They cast one of the worst people of all time in this movie. Yeah, this movie's even worse now. And now season it. This is basically a typical hillbilly movie. Basically, that's what this movie is. Basically, they escape. It's like the hillbilly of hillbilly movies. Okay, this is like basically if Alabama and Mississippi said, you know what, fuck this, we're making our hillbilly movie. This movie also takes place in Louisiana. And basically there's this ridiculous scene where basically basically it's the most hillbilly scenes basically, where like kill each other with hatchets or and shoot each other with shotguns. It's basically very, very hillbilly, and I'm not a hillbilly, so I'm not basically the camp of this movie. Also, Amber Heard's this movie, and Amber Heard's an abuser, and she sucks anyways, so yeah. This movie would have been better if she wasn't in it. Definitely. But yeah, this movie is basically just an over-the-top hillbilly movie. Basically, that's ridiculous. You have the ridiculous fight scene with the hatchet and, stuff. And yeah. Now we're going to get into the really bad movies. Number 8. Batman and Robin. I don't think this is the absolute worst sin of superhero movies of all time. But this movie is really bad. And it shows. Dr. Freeze is played as an absolute joke. Okay? Dr. Freeze is supposed to be someone you're supposed to feel sorry for because his wife died. But Dr. Freeze is basically just makes ice puns. Like, why? It's not an Ice Age movie. This is a Batman movie. Okay? And Robin's a fucking wuss. Okay? He's a fucking wimp and a crybaby. Like, why? Why is Robin a fucking crybaby? Also, Bane's in this movie, but he's basically just big buff man. Poison Ivy's in this movie, but she's just forgettable. And overall, this is just not a good movie. You have some pretty bad fight scenes, pretty laughable CGI, and pretty just not good characters at all. Okay, and you have some big names in this. George Clooney, Uma Thurman, who also plays the girl from Kill Bill, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And they still screwed this up. How is this possible? I think this is one of Arnold's worst movies ever made, and it's just and the acting in this movie is really bad. The cinematography sucks, and the writing of this movie completely sucks as well. They ruined Mr. Freeze's character. I hope the Batman 2 redeems Mr. Freeze's characters for fucking God's sake. Okay, now we gain into number 7. Point Break, the remake. So basically, Point Break is a movie that didn't need a remake. But we got it anyways, for some fucking goddamn reason. It sucks. It's really, 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 really bad, okay? You have bad acting, bad at, a forgettable cast. You have a really, really bad characters. And this movie was about, finding these guys, these criminals, and people in a beach surfboard, and it's a surfboarding movie as well. And it also has a hint of romance in it as well, like your typical action movie. It also has Keanu Reeves, the first movie. But this movie, you have generic action movie styles, you have generic characters. I'm surprised they didn't put Liam Neeson in it, because he's basically the style of generic thrillers. But this movie is just bad, and it's an unnecessary remake. And why did they have to fucking remake fucking Point Break? Okay, this is also one of the biggest flops and failures of all time. Okay, yet no one says this movie is even good because this movie sucks. Okay, the plot is the same thing as the first movie, but instead this time they can't decide which sport they want to do. They can't decide what this movie's about, and then of course they end at the very similar to the first one, but they can't decide what this movie's about. They can't. It's like they even though they know that the original source material exists, they still screw it up. Okay, why does Hollywood keep making these city remakes that literally no one watches? Okay, it makes no sense. Okay, and yeah, this movie's a complete pile of fucking shit. Don't watch it. Number 6. Turning Red. Oh my fucking god, I have to talk about this city movie again? Why do people like this movie so much? I do not get it. Okay? Especially the quote-unquote face of the arena fandom. Okay? I don't get it. This movie is terrible. The plot is terrible. Basically, okay, so first, she turns to a red panda, okay? And she is a very, very, and then before that, she's a very, very annoying person. She is an annoying, little, snotty-nosed fucking brat who thinks she can do whatever she wants to get away with everything. Okay? She's a bad character. But she might be like Lightning McQueen and might redeem herself. But nope. She turns to a panda, and now she thinks he's the disgrace of society. And basically they want to do this ritual to get rid of a panda. But for some reason, she wants to keep it. But first she wants to get rid of it, and now she wants to keep it. Because her friends realize that they can use the panda to get money to see a fucking boy band. Yep, the whole movie is basically about a group of girls who want to see a fucking boy band. Okay, why? This is supposed to be the company of innovation. This is supposed to be a Pixar movie. Okay, this is not a. This is basically. Okay, this is basically just the bad, like the worst movie. This is like the worst movie they ever made. Okay, you have the art style. The art style is god awful. Okay, the art style. Okay, Ruka had the same art style, but at least Ruka was actually a good movie. Okay, Turning Red this is about this obnoxious brat. Okay, and let's not forget the final scene where we're trying to turn the mother panda, who for some reason turns like a Godzilla kaiju monster. Oh yeah, let's get a 3-minute scene of a fucking 14-year-old girl twerking. Okay, why? Okay, why do we need a scene of a 14-year-old? Oh, she's a panda, but it's still disgusting. Okay, we do not need a 14-year-old girl in a fucking kids movie twerking for fucking 3 minutes straight, okay? It's fucking why, okay? And basically the whole plot is a bunch of girls who want to see a boy band. Okay, the main character Malin Ree is probably Pixar's worst protagonist ever. And there's no real villain in this movie. Maybe her mother is, because she's an overprotective mother. And also, they can't really decide what the panda is supposed to be in this movie. Like, what's supposed to symbolize. It's like, this movie, it's like they, like, people like Steven Universe, people like those, really bad Cartoon Network shows. Okay, let's make it like the Powerpuff Girls reboot. But of course, you have every single Pixar fanboy coming out and defending this movie for some godforsaken reason. Okay, this is why this movie's complete pile of horseshit. This movie's bullshit. You have the characters. Okay, Malin Ree's annoying. Her friends are annoying. Her mother is just an generic overprotective mother. Okay, you have her father, who is basically the laziest father in the world. You have her grandparents who just want to get the job done. And of course you have the other characters as well. And basically, let's not forget that the panda is basically very similar to the Hulk and other things. This is a cliche that we always seen in Marvel, and Marvel did it far better. When a character gets angry or stressed out, they turn into a monster. Okay? It has been done before better. Okay? That's the whole problem with this movie. This movie doesn't really stand out. Okay, especially this is coming from Pixar, a company that innovates and creates all these new ideas, that always pushes new ideas onto the forefront. Oh yeah, they're gonna make this complete trash movie. Okay? And I think this movie was really made to appease the CCP. And also there's no mention of 9/11 in this movie, which makes no sense. Yeah. So this movie is just pandering towards the CCP as well, and also it's just a trash movie, trash plot, and also has a trash story. Turning Mid is really the real title of this movie, not Turning Red. Okay, next movie, number 5. Remember the board game Battleship? Oh, they made a movie about it. Oh, but now it's about an alien invasion. Who the fuck comes up with these ideas? Okay, who the fuck genuinely thought this would have been a good idea for a movie? Okay, no, it was not no fucking good idea for a movie. Okay, there's no fucking good idea in this movie. It's just, that board game that people like playing? Well, let's make it about fucking aliens invading the Earth. Okay, what the fuck does Battleship, the fucking board game, have to do with fucking aliens invading the Earth? Okay, this is not Battle for Los Angeles. This isn't, The Matrix or, no. It's a movie about ships fighting each other. No, we have to make it about aliens because reasons, okay? And I've seen a lot of pretty bad alien movies, okay? Really bad sci-fi movies, but this has to top the cake for bad sci-fi movies, okay? It's just, also this movie's boring as well, which also adds on to the badness of this movie. It's also, that's not a good movie, okay? And yeah, I'm not gonna talk about Taxi or the other movie because those movies are forgettable, okay? Same thing on number 9, number 10. They'll have more forgettable movies than bad movies, but I had to fill out the list of bad movies. Also, put Hotel Transylvania 4 on this list, even though that movie is mediocre at best. But Battleship is just a bad movie. Why do they have to make a movie about battleships and make it about aliens? It makes no sense. Why is this movie about aliens? Why is this movie an alien invasion movie? Okay? And also, you have all of this other bullshit as well. And overall, it's just not a good movie. Okay? Not a good movie at all. So overall, I wouldn't recommend watching Battleship at all. If you want to watch an actual good alien invasion movies, there are definitely tons of better alien invasion movies like Battle for Los Angeles, or no, I think it's called Battle Los Angeles. You also have, Marvel and stuff. Okay? And this movie also competed with the Avengers, and of course the Avengers wiped this completely shitty movie off the face of the earth because this movie is complete garbage. Okay, the plot is basically, they're testing stuff and, aliens are now appearing because we have to make movies about something interesting. Okay, even though this is a movie about Battleship. Okay, it's supposed to be about Battleship, ships fighting. Okay, naval warfare. But no, let's make it about fucking alien invasion. Okay. Now we're gonna get into the top 4. Number 4, Space Jam: A New Legacy. Okay, this has to be the most advertised movie, besides of course Turning Red, on this list. This movie, okay, is complete trash. Okay, first of all, you have the main villain, who basically becomes evil because he gets called trash. Okay, because LeBron James, of course, LeBron James is a horrible actor. Okay, LeBron James is a horrible actor. Okay, and if you want to watch a good Space Jam movie, just watch the fucking first one. Okay, don't watch this movie. Okay, it's just a waste of your time. Okay, there's also this movie for some reason that's longer than the first Space Jam, and basically this movie is basically LeBron James doesn't like his son because for some reason his son is fucking Bill Gates, so he is making a video game, and for some reason LeBron James doesn't like his son because he doesn't know how to play basketball good enough. Oh yeah, we're gonna really go back to school again, okay? And basically, Warner Bros. Wants to put him into all these things, this corporate stuff, and he says no, and he calls the algorithm stupid. Yep, that's really what he does. And basically, he gets called stupid, so he basically wants to get LeBron James into the game, into the algorithm. Yep. And kidnaps his son, basically, and forces him to go to face him in a match of basketball. And basically, he has to get the Looney Tunes to help them. And in the final match of the movie, okay, the Looney Tunes turn into ugly CGI characters. Let's not forget the worst part. LeBron James, okay, the difference between this and the original movie is that the original movie, they're getting bodied because the monsters are just overall better and smarter at basketball, and they don't know what they're doing. In this movie, LeBron James is just an asshole and wants to do it his way, because it's his way or the highway. So the only reason why LeBron James was his Space Toon Squad was losing, okay, was because LeBron James was being an asshole to the Looney Tunes, telling them that they can't be loony and they can't do anything. Basically, be generic characters. And basically, the stakes in this movie is, if you don't win, the Looney Tunes will be erased from all existence. Okay? Yeah. And the last one was the Looney Tunes will be enslaved by, of course, the guy, by the greedy businessman guy. But this movie, oh no. It's just because, basically, LeBron James is a horrible father, and he admits it at the end, and he finds out being nice to his own son. Okay? Yeah, LeBron James is a horrible father, which I won't be surprised if he actually is a horrible father, and he probably wants nothing from this movie, which is so hilarious, because he's such a bad actor as well. So overall, this movie sucks. Now again into the absolute worst movies. Number 3. Number 3 is Action Point. Yeah, this movie is complete trash. So Action Point is basically about these guys who run this guy who has a nostalgia for this theme park. And basically it's like the worst theme park ever because there's no safety and no rules whatsoever. Okay? When this park gets shut down already, okay? And let's not forget the old man is like, tearing off his toenails, like, ugh. And, for some reason, he's like, being himself up or stuff. And basically, this movie is just a really bad comedy. None of the jokes in this movie are funny. And that's it. Okay? And you would think that, but this movie might have a good story. Nope. There's no good story in this movie at all. This movie has a really bad story. It's basically about this old man who reminiscence of this old theme park that he made, which has no rules and no control at it whatsoever. The whole point of a theme park is to have fun, but to keep the people safe so people don't get hurt. But for some reason, they want to make a theme park where everyone gets hurt. And I'm surprised there's no lawsuits for this. There's no lawsuits for this abysmal theme park that is run down and people get hurt. No, there isn't. And it's just fucking bullshit, okay? There's no redeeming qualities to this movie whatsoever. All the other movies I talk about at least can have redeeming qualities to it. This movie, unlike the other two movies, have no fucking redeeming qualities whatsoever. Okay? Yeah, this movie sucks. The acting it sucks. And there's no funny scenes in this movie whatsoever. Nothing memorable with this movie whatsoever. It's also very forgettable. And the characters suck. Moving on to number 2. Number 2 is Ice Age: The Adventures of Buck Wild. Oh my fucking god. This movie fucking sucks. Okay? This movie is a fucking disgrace to the entire series. First of all, this is supposed to be a sequel to Collision Course. Yep, you heard me right. This is a sequel to Collision Course. And how do you know? Oh yeah, you just watched the first bit of the movie where they mentioned both Collision Course and Continental Drift in this movie. But let's, for example, the missing characters. Where is Pizzas? Where are the characters from the 4th and 5th movie? Maybe I can understand 4th and 5th movie, like, where about Granny? Where about Pizzas? They're missing from the movie, okay? And also, for some reason, basically, this movie is basically not worried about Buck. It's worried about the fucking possums, okay? Okay, you know, people don't really like these guys that much, okay? They're okay in the second and 4th movie. They're met in the 4th movie. And they're met in the 5th movie, okay? They were probably some of the worst characters of any of these movies. But, okay, let's make them the main characters. Also, there's no Scrat in this movie, and the animation is god-awful. Z is also a new character, and she's pretty bad as well. And, basically, we have the main villain, Orson, who basically gets made fun of. And basically got to get revenge on the Manimals because they made fun of him because he's smart. Yep, that's basically the whole reason that he's angry. Because they exiled him to an island. So he got his revenge, basically. And he's just a bad character, okay? He's a really, really bad character. The animation sucks. The characters, oh yeah, they ruined the characters, okay? Also, there was no characters that are barely in this movie at all. And also, you have this very emotional ending scene in this movie. Yeah, it's not that emotional because they barely appear in the movie whatsoever. And also, this movie is because they also left because the Parsons wanted to be, okay, we want to be by ourselves because we're stupid, okay? You know, they kept ruining everything in the fucking first place, okay? I have to calm down, okay? Yeah, this movie's not worth watching, okay? And there are people who say that Collision Course is still the worst movie in the franchise. No, it's this movie. And they're also making an Ice Age 7 for some reason. Oh yeah, they're making an Ice Age 7. Why do we need an Ice Age 7? Why? Why? Okay? This movie was already a disgrace to the entire franchise to begin with. Okay? This is just a cheap cash grab that nobody asked for. And judging based on the scores, nobody liked this movie. So therefore, this movie is a pile of complete dog shit. Number 1. Oh my fucking god. I fucking hate this fucking piece of shit movie. I am never watching Dragon Ball Evolution ever again. Okay? I had to calm down for a minute. Okay? Fucking Dragon Ball fucking Evolution. Okay? This movie, I'm gonna sum it up short, because that way we just put out a whole review. Explain why this is the worst movie ever made. Okay? Besides Cuties and the Emoji Movie. And that's it. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay. First of all, they butchered literally every fucking Dragon Ball character. Okay, they ruined Master Roshi. Okay, they ruined Goku. They ruined Bulma. They ruined Yamcha. Okay, they ruined Piccolo. They ruined every fucking Dragon Ball character. Okay, they ruined the whole characters. Okay, they ruined every character in the Dragon Ball movie. Okay, and for some fucking goddamn reason, Goku goes to fucking school. Okay, Goku never went to fucking school in Dragon Ball. Okay. And also, they could beat Yamcha in the movie as well, but of course he serves no purpose as well. Also, you know, they made CT just a cheerleader for some fucking reason, okay? And also, they made Bulma basically, you know, not, you know, the greatest character. Basically, they made Bulma. Oh yeah, Bulma doesn't even have fucking blue hair like in the fucking anime, okay? Why? Okay, Yamcha has blue hair, has like bluish color hair, but not Bulma. That makes no sense. Piccolo looks just as ugly as King Koopa from, you know, Mario Bros. Movie. Yeah, I have not seen that movie. Thank God. But this movie is just complete garbage. This is a disgrace to Dragon Ball. This is a disgrace to anime. This is a disgrace to film and entertainment. This is a disgrace to Toriyama. Okay? I will release my whole review of this movie already. Okay? My whole rant on this movie. Okay? I already released it. Okay? So, all you have to do is look up my channel. Dragon Ball Evolution sucks. Okay? That's simple. Because this movie is a fucking pile of shit. Okay? I don't want to go full rant mode on this movie because I already did once. I don't want to do it again. Okay? So yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution is the worst movie I've seen this year. Okay? Worst movie. Okay? And yeah, that was around 25 minutes of ranting. So yeah, overall, all these movies suck. And we still have a half a year to go. Yep, a half a year to go. That's going to be a very, very, very tough time. Okay? That, the top 10 movies, besides number 8 and number 9 and number 10, was the kind of more forgettable movies. Yeah, these movies suck. Dragon Ball Evolution sucks the most. Okay, this movie's a disgrace to Dragon Ball, disgrace to Toriyama. Okay, nothing good comes out of this movie. This movie is just a complete pile of trash. Okay, and also apparently Disney's making another Dragon Ball movie. Yeah, why do we need another one? Who asked for it? Okay, especially considering that Disney's involved, so they'll put some woke garbage in it. Okay, if you want to watch an actual good anime, based movie, go watch the Reader Battle Angel. It's a billion times better than Dragon Ball Evolution ever will be as a film. Okay? Dragon Ball Evolution is a complete pile of dog turd, and it'll always be a complete pile of dog turds. So overall, this movie completely fucking sucks, completely fucking is stupid. Okay? They completely ruined Dragon Ball in this movie. And yeah, that's basically about this video. Goodbye.